Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am BorderWise, and welcome back to From the Depths. Let's build, where we are building for the first time. Well, not for the first time. For the first time on camera, I think. I can't actually remember very well. A ramming craft, because I racked my brain for what video to do, and I realized that I've never really done one. Or at least not a good one. At least not a practical one. I have attempted to make a ramming craft before, and they've always turned out horribly, because as it turns out, they're not tremendously easy to make. There's a bunch of different things that you need to do in order to make them work. And spoiler alert, I did kind of manage to do most of those things in the course of this video, so never fear, this is not like the last Let's Build where I tried to make a mech and failed. But yeah, speaking of mechs, I am planning to come back to building a mech, a twin guard style mech, but I just didn't feel like being up to the complexity of such a build today. So I thought, you know what, let's just make something that just goes fast and crashes into things, because that's simpler, right? Spoiler alert, it's not actually that much more well, it is simpler, but not by much. To be perfectly honest, if you feel like doing something uncomplicated from the depths, you should probably go play something much more simple, like, I don't know, an alligator dentistry simulator or something. But yeah, so speaking of why I'm once again tired when it comes to doing a Let's Build, what day is it? So, earlier this week, so compensating for time zones, my Monday and my Tuesday, I had work to do. So when I'm not on YouTube, I do a number of things. One of which is being a background extra in film. So for TV shows, for movies, for advertising and stuff like that. And I did a 13-hour day and then a 14-hour day immediately afterward, and I'm still feeling knackered from that. Which is why I didn't feel up to doing something fancy in industry like a mech. So please excuse me, we are making literally a flying brick. Which, I don't know. It's a funny thing with From the Depths, is like, sometimes you don't feel like doing something amazingly complicated. And that's fine, to be perfectly honest, because I like things that are simple. It's like, it's the acronym KISS. Keep it simple, silly. That's not usually silly, that is the word there, but I'm saying silly because silly is a fun word. But yeah, it's like, don't do something complicated when something simple will do the same thing. It's like, don't go to the movies when you can just play with a stick. Your dad was right all along. Wow, we've gone off the rails immediately. So, what are we trying to do here? Well, firstly, this kind of stonework. Well, first let's talk about the stone. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure why I decided to go with stone for this thing. I think it's just because stone is reasonably cheap while also being reasonably tough. And, like, I didn't want this thing to be expensive. Like, for two reasons. Firstly, ramming craft tend to get, unless you know exactly what you're doing, which, by the way, I don't, they tend to get damaged as they do their job, because, well, they're colliding with stuff, and they get shot at, and all that stuff. And yeah, so that's part of the reason. I don't want an expensive repair bill, and so I want the thing to be somewhat expendable overall. And the second reason is, I think the original suggestion for this actually suggested stone is like, just make a brick. And I thought, okay, I will make a brick. And again, spoiler alert, turns out reasonably well. Like, not perfect, of course, because this is the first serious attempt at a ramming craft I have done in a long time, and I have not had many serious attempts at ramming craft. But yeah, it turns out reasonably well, and it even looks kind of cool. I actually was thinking a lot of Lathrix and just how he builds things to be aesthetically pleasing, like, even while he's building it, which is something I admire, because I tend to struggle to do that. I tend to save aesthetics for last, and which is why, the prettiness is kind of dead-bolted on afterwards. And So yeah, I tried to make a more, like, plan aesthetics out a little bit more in advance, and just these kind of alternating ridges of slopes is, you know, that alone makes the whole thing look a lot better. At least I think so, anyway. Yeah, so speaking of... What was I talking about? So eagle-eyed, knowledgeable viewers will immediately note that the custom jets I'm using here are a little bit high on the craft, and that's going to cause some problems. And you're absolutely right, it causes a lot of problems. And I realized this immediately, but I reckoned, well, we're going to have to find a way to compensate for that. And I might have been out of practice at making thrustercraft, because it took me a hot minute to remember how exactly to compensate for this. And that was just past BorderWise checking the length of this thing. Well, checking the width, actually, to decide what should be the correct length. And so we're just going to determine the length like so. So yeah, like stone. Stone isn't actually something I use very often in builds. I usually use it to make a somewhat EMP-proof AI compartment on things that I want to be as cheap as possible, simply because, I don't know, it's just it's slightly tougher than wood, which is the thing I use when I want to make things like ridiculously dirt cheap. And I think it has the same kind of EMP protection as wood. Although, as many people will hasten to tell me, it's not EMP proof, it just is, like, EMP resistant. And there is a difference, it's like the difference between water resistant and waterproof. Not the same thing. Ask me how I found that out the hard way. It involved walking for an hour in winter rain. Well, I guess that's the end of that story. Let's talk about rams instead. So this is me kind of trying to figure out, like, where, like, the degree of ram coverage. So rams are wonderful things in From the Depths. Well, one of the problems with them is that they're very heavy, so you actually don't want more rams on your craft than you, strictly speaking, need. But on the other hand, you do want a decent coverage on your ramming craft. You do need to cover, you know, the front, obviously, and also the sides, and also at least some of your underside and the top, because the way ramming craft tend to work, they tend to have unpredictable results, like when they crash into things, and so they can slide under or over something, and they can just miss by the skin of their teeth, in which case, if you've got rams on things other than, on places other than the front, that is super duper helpful. So yeah, it's like, this is me trying to work out the armor scheme for the armor scheme on this isn't great, but you probably already realized that when I started making this thing out of stone. So yeah, it's like, it's not exactly something that'll stand up to real punishment, I don't think. But, again, this whole thing turns out to be roughly 40,000 materials, which, for something that does as much damage as this does, that's actually quite reasonable. And yes, I know, I could have made the spinny rams, I could have made the piston rams, I could have put drills on it, but I didn't. I want to keep it simple, so just something that doesn't have many moving parts, and it just flies towards things, crashes into them, and, you know, makes a lovely mess. And speaking of drills, those of you who have been keeping up with what's on the channel will know that I did a From the Depths weapon tier list the other day. Tier as in T-I-E-R, not T-E-A-R. Completely different thing. The T-E-A-R list in From the Depths would be probably just one entry, and that would be learning how to play this freaking game. And that, well, that would be the end of the video. But no, the tier list, weapon tiers. I actually put cram cannons on the bottom of that, and people quite rightfully asked me, what about drills? So that's simple weapon drills, that's steam drills, and I have to confess, they're down. They've got, like, I might do a sequel to that tier list video, just to comment on this. But yeah, there's stuff below F tier in From the Depths, because steam drills and simple weapon drills are so bad that, and so, like, you know, balance-wise, there's things that are just much, much better. Like, I completely forgot they existed. That's how bad they are. I do not see anyone use them. Like, the problem, of course, with steam drills and simple weapon drills, and by extension, particle cannon and laser melee setups, is that you can accomplish the same thing a lot easier just by putting rams on spin blocks. Like, or, in the case of particle cannons and lasers, you could make a very potent ranged weapon instead. So, like, one of the main advantages of particle cannons and lasers is that they're hit-scan weapons, so they're good against things which are very, very fast and very erratic and stuff like that. And if you make a melee weapon out of that, you've kind of thrown that advantage away immediately, and they're not exactly cheap. So yeah, that's my kind of thoughts on that, is like, I'm not a fan of using melee packs or melee lasers, or drills for that matter. Just, there never seems to be much point. But yeah, it's like, not to say I shouldn't give them a go, because you never know. I seriously have never seen a single craft use the simple weapon drills. I actually have not. It's, like, not once, ever. Like, I don't think any faction craft used them apart from decoration. So I think they're a holdover from long, long ago in the misty past, that when, I don't know, From the Depths had a much more reduced weapon set than it did now, but I think rams were a thing even then. And of course, we're waiting for From the Depths to wake up, from its nap, so I can actually save this thing. I have so many folders in this game, I really do. And I'm making more of them all the time, because whenever I think, this is a new category of thing, I should make a folder for that. And then I make a folder, and there's another folder. Yeah, so what are we doing now? So this is going to be a hydrofoil skimmer, just in case that wasn't obvious. And so we need hydrofoils, and I think I went overboard on the hydrofoil compartment. I don't think it actually needed to be as extravagant as I ended up making it. I could have just, put hydrofoils on the bottom of this and stuck rubber on it and called it a day, but no, I wanted rams on it. I wanted all the rams, all the time. So yeah, and also, like, speaking of rams, the backspace block connection toggle is a real big help when making a craft with rams on them, because rams are fussy, and they want to go, like, they only attach from the rear, unless you're using, specialized connector blocks, and so in order to get your ram orientation correct, like, it really helps to hit backspace and just do it like that. Possibly one of the reasons I haven't had much prior success in making ramming craft is because, I didn't have that shortcut available, and so I just got bored before I finished. So yeah, I'm not sure why I orientated those beams that way, but that's what I did. And of course, here's the hydrofoils, and hydrofoils are refreshingly straightforward. If you want to make hydrofoil craft, I remember I did a whole tutorial on this and managed to extend that out to about 45 minutes somehow. It's just you disable all control inputs, set them to an idle angle of 45 degrees, hit a spread to all, and suddenly you have a hydrophobic platform underneath your craft, and you can just, skim along the water like a wonderful thing. And this is me trying to predict. It does help that I've had attempts at making ramming craft before this, and so I realized, no. The rams need to be the furthest extremities on the craft in order for this to work. So, yeah, so they're poking out just there. It actually would help just to cover the entire thing in rams, because rams are also decently tough. They make reasonably good armor. Not amazing. You shouldn't rely on rams for protection, because that's not their job. Rely on rubber for detection. Always wear a rubber, people. Can't believe I made that joke again. But anyway, guys. So there's kind of a... what is this? I guess this is kind of a secondary platform underneath this that I'm going to stuff full of hydrofoils. And of course it's going to have lots of rams on it. And, so yeah, like, this the kind of double tier of rams, I think, is not a particularly bad idea. It's not an amazing idea. I was kind of improvising as I went. And so yeah, it's like, of course, getting buttons confused. That's less than ideal. Yeah, what else can we mention here? So, like, probably the next ramming craft I make, whenever I decide to get around to that... Oh, well, first let's talk about the rubber. There is rubber on this. You do need rubber because, terrain is a thing, and also, you know, you can't exactly stick rams on absolutely everything. That is cuckoo crazy. Who would do such a mad thing? Also, offset blocks like that are the best thing in the universe. Really, they are. Love them. I love them. Once you get in the habit of using those transition blocks, they are so nice. They make things so pretty, so beautiful. Beautiful, I say. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, so next ramming craft is probably going to be... I actually made a video... I'm sorry if I keep plugging myself and this channel a lot, but it's just, you know... I tend to, like, reference videos that I've made before because, well, I've done them, and they're there. Go watch them, hint hint. But in any case, I remember ages ago I did a piston ram video, which my buddy Ninja gave me that idea. And fun fact, apparently that's well, I don't want to take credit for that. Like Ninja was the one who figured that out. But I was the one who managed to introduce it to at least a few people, and so there was, I think, a brief spike in the piston ram building in the FTD community. I have no idea how big it actually was, and I have no idea if it lasted, but yeah, piston rams are hilariously overpowered. So next ramming craft I make will basically be a low-flying thruster craft with just piston rams on the sides, and yeah, they will be just, you know, they'll just fly just over the top of things and just wreck shop. I didn't do that this time because, well, I was, I don't know, as aforementioned, I'm still, like, drained. I'm still drained, and don't worry, I've been engaging in self-care, which usually just means napping. Because, yeah, it's worth mentioning as well that if you work in film, especially if you're actually working on set, the hours are bizarre, because it's just, you know, they need to prepare things, and sometimes I need to get specific lighting conditions and stuff like that. Not so in this case, it's just they had a lot of extras. I am not allowed to tell you at all what production it was. There are non-disclosure agreements about that kind of thing, but suffice to say, it was big. It was a big thing, and so yeah, it was like, what was it? It was like a 4 a.m. start on Monday, and it was a 4:30 start on Tuesday, and that takes it out of a guy. I've no idea how the crew managed to do stuff like that. I think they are, I don't know, maybe it's because they're actually busy, and, like, you know, they have momentum, and the day goes faster for them, because when you're a background extra, for those of you who don't know, mostly what you're doing is sitting around and waiting for other people to get on with it and do stuff. And, yeah, you're basically human furniture. Both in the sense that you just hang around a lot, and also in the sense that you, what do we call it? It's in the sense that you hang around on set and you hang around off set, and your job is basically to fill in the background so it's not completely empty, because that would make the talent, the main actors, look rather silly, wouldn't it? Can you imagine, like, character giving a grand speech and there's no background extras? It's like, can't exactly CGI all those in. Although they kind of can. There's a fun thing in background work where they can essentially use it's not computer-generated imagery, but it's like they can copy-paste images, which includes just, you know, the random background extra. You can copy-paste them a lot. Let's talk about this AI compartment. Very simple, since this thing doesn't actually have weapons, and no, I'm not going to stick weapons on it. Nice and simple. Nice and simple what we're doing now. And, yeah, just target prioritization so it goes towards the things it should be ramming. And no idea what me is doing here. Oh yeah, so it's like, it's realizing that the intakes need about 8 meters of clearance, and that means all the intakes. So that's precise. That is the reason why I put these air ducts in, is just so I don't, in my frazzled state, accidentally put something in here that blocks them. So, yeah, and this is, a lot of this video, just so you know, is me fiddling around with this, trying to get it to stay on the surface of the water properly, and eventually I remember that pitch controlling jets are a thing. And, like, you know, when I was doing this, definitely, like, was still recovering brain cells from, 2 early, very long days. It's weird, like, I'm, like, almost 30 now, and I sometimes wonder if I would be able to handle days like that better, you know, say about 10 years ago, when I was, like, 19, 20, 18, something like that, if I would just bounce back from that quicker. Because definitely, if these days it feels like, I don't handle... Well, this is like, you know what, like 29 is not that old. Like, that's not even middle age by modern standards, but, oh yeah, look, let me interrupt myself. I'm just, the way this thing steers is going to be with those steering things, but also with the jets. Because if you're going to have custom jets for steering, you know, this kind of configuration works decently well. But yeah, basically, I'm an old man and I need my beauty sleep because I'm also, man, I need my beauty sleep. I need my beauty sleep because my beauty is leaving me day by day. I have no idea why I put this voice on. Anyway, this is... Alright, so now we're messing around with the AI, and I had a sneaking suspicion that I would just end up doing what I usually do for ramming, bombing things, which is just set a very close standard broadside rather than using a ramming thing or anything like that. And this is the point where this thing flops into the water and does nothing. It does absolutely nothing. And I have a brain fart, and I don't realize that is because it doesn't... The AI is not actually trying to go anywhere. So, derp. Also, the fact the thing doesn't float at all. I really should have made this whole thing out of alloy so it goes floaty-floaty. But I didn't. Maybe I should make another ramming craft immediately after this. Maybe I should do a whole series on ramming craft. Man, I'm already picturing it. It's a funny thing in From the Depths, like sometimes your ambition to make stuff is, you know, much greater, like your imagination is more active than your motivation to actually do stuff in the game. Because I can think of any number of things off the top of my head that I would like to accomplish in this game, craft I'd like to build, and this is the point where, firstly, I remember I haven't put a chair on this thing, and secondly, well, yeah, this thing pitches straight down because the thrust is slightly too high and the thing is quite front-heavy. That's part of the problem with rams, is that they tend to make things kind of front-heavy. So, yeah, and this is me trying... I don't know, what past BorderWise, what were you thinking? This is me trying to... Well, this is making problems worse because it's lowering the center of mass and putting it towards the back. And, yeah, so, to be fair, the thing goes, it just doesn't go very well. So, yeah, jeez, this is cringe. This is very cringe. This is me looking back on this and thinking, this is cringe. This is the cringiest thing that ever cringed its way across the cringing desert. Not the Crimson Desert, the Cringe Desert. So much cringe, so much cringe. BorderWise, you've made stuff like this before. You did a whole Hydrofoil tutorial not too long ago. Although, to be fair, making a ramming Hydrofoil is a little bit different from making just, you know, a regular one, if there is such thing as a regular one. And that, well, the ramming Hydrofoil rams things, and so it needs to be built different. Can I get applause for not making a canoe, though? That would be nice. That would be super nice. And by the way, like, I've forgotten to enable in the AI pitch control. So all the pitch control in the front and back of the thing isn't actually doing anything, and what I'm doing right now is just looking at this thinking, what is going on? Why is the pitch control not working? You haven't turned it on, you great big gumboot wearing Wally. Nothing against gumboots or the people who wear them, but it's just, I don't know, why did I think gumboot? I don't know why I thought gumboot. Why is a gumboot called a gumboot? Somebody tell me that. I know I live in New Zealand, and I should know this because, you know, gumboots are a thing here, but I don't know. I mean, some people call them Wellingtons, and I don't know why they're called Wellingtons either. I am astonishingly ignorant. It's almost like there's more knowledge available in the world than one man can know in one lifetime. Isn't that a sobering thought? Ignorance is the default state of being, and it is only through our own efforts that we can remedy our ignorance and grow as people, become more moral and more enlightened and more responsible, and etc, etc, etc. This is the bit which is more cringe, which is me messing around with the hydrofoils. Or, actually no, what I was thinking there was trying to put rudders inside the hydrofoil compartment to kind of like force the thing's nose out of the water, which wouldn't have helped, so it's just as well I didn't try it, because, well, it wouldn't have helped. I haven't turned on the pitch control, yo. Yo, yo, yo. Yo, 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 yo. I'm not sure why the thought just popped into my head, but yeah, I'm definitely going to make more Cosmeteer videos, because that's a fun and interesting game. I'm a little bit discouraged with it, because, like, you know, like, it's very, very reminiscent of my early days of From the Depths, like, of just not understanding what it is I'm doing wrong, and the game isn't tremendously forthcoming on that. And just whenever you spawn in, you know, like one of the built-in ships in the game and you test against it, it's just... Cosmeteer is a game that has been in development for a really long time. In fact, longer than From the Depths, I believe. And it's just, you know, the people who are part of that community are shockingly good at that game. They make incredibly good ships that I just straight up don't understand how they do it. Like, you know, I'm learning bit by bit, but yeah, it's going to take a while before I'm anywhere nearly as competent with Cosmeteer as I am in From the Depths. Not even saying I'm that competent at From the Depths, I've just done it long enough that some things have filtered through into my brain. And just looking at this footage now is making me really crave building a canoe, which is just as well because I need to build a canoe for the next mod review. No, I'm not going to tell you what the mod is. Why would I do that? Subscribe to the channel. That way you will see the mod review when it comes out. Assuming you look at your subscriptions page, which I know I don't always do. YouTube, you need better systems. I don't know, ring the bell. Ring-a-ding-ding-da-ding-da-ding-ding. Crazy frog. What am I even talking about anymore? There's not much to talk about when I'm just, you know, when I already know that past BorderWise figures this out eventually. And, did I actually miss the point where me turn on pitch control? Actually, the fact that this thing isn't nosediving completely into the water, well, that's mostly because of the hydrofoils, let's be perfectly honest with you. Okay. Oh, lordy. Come on, BorderWise, you can figure it out. You can figure this thing out. I don't actually remember at what point I do that. It could be a hot second before I do that. Nope, hasn't figured it out yet. Nope, hasn't figured it out. Yeah, that does nothing because they're not actually doing anything. They're not actually doing anything. Come on, BorderWise. Come on, come on. Go to that AI compartment. I do know that you do it eventually. Come on, come on. Yes, post-shoot brain. Post-shoot brain. Film shoots are a lot like pregnancy. They do weird things to you. That might have been one of the worst things I've ever said. That's technically true, but also very wrong. But give yourself an uppercut, BorderWise. Like, that's kind of silly. Come on now. What are you thinking? What are you thinking? It is actually kind of fun to look upon your past creative process and think to yourself, what was I thinking at that point? Because I wasn't thinking with, you know, the good brain cells. I was thinking with the discount brain cells. The ones that I got from the warehouse, where everybody gets a bargain. Those of you who live in New Zealand will know exactly what I'm referencing right there. And as for the vast majority of the viewers who are not in New Zealand, you're out of luck there. Suffice to say, advertising gets into your brain and stays there. And the warehouse is, I don't know, think of it as the New Zealand equivalent of Walmart, assuming that it hasn't spread beyond New Zealand borders by now. You know what has spread beyond New Zealand borders? Burger Fuel. And now I'm going to make myself hungry, because Burger Fuel is kind of tasty. I might go get Burger Fuel after I'm done recording this, actually. What a good idea. Oh no, now I'm drooling. Yep, I've actually just made myself drool with just referencing yummy gourmet burgers. It's just a shame that they don't do like a super good chicken burger though. Fun fact, I'm trying to cut down on non-poultry meats in my diet because, firstly, poultry is, aside from insects, which, by the way, I'm totally cool with eating if I get the opportunity, you know, grasshoppers, locusts, stuff like that. Apparently they taste like peanut butter. Poultry is the next best thing, because beef and pork and stuff like that is horribly inefficient in terms of resources, and as an environmentally conscious bloke, I would like to help with that, but also, yeah, I'm totally fine with eating chickens and ducks, and just poultry in general, because you know what, call me shockingly biased, but I think chickens are scabby little dinosaurs, and they do not deserve sympathy from me, not least of which because my family actually kept chickens for a brief period when I was a wee fella, and the rooster didn't like me and attacked me on multiple occasions. And, yeah, people who think that feathered dinosaurs are not scary have never been attacked by a rooster or a swan or a goose or something like that, because they are frickin' scary, I tell you what. Also, here's an electric engine, because I've decided we need pitch control in the form of propellers. So, yeah, what was I talking? Oh, yeah, scabby dinosaurs. So yeah, I've got no qualms about eating chicken. I have some qualms about eating beef, because, I don't know, cows can actually be kind of adorable when they're treated right. I am nervous of cows, though. I am nervous of any animal that is bigger than me and can hurt me just by accident. I mean, I guess a cat can also hurt you by accident. Here's where I figure out that pitch control is an option. Well done, past BorderWise. Go forth and have a, you know, an adorable cow burger later as a reward for figuring that out, you gumboot-wearing fool. Once again, nothing against people who wear gumboots. I have worn gumboots before. Fun fact, while we were speaking of jobs earlier, I used to work as a landscape gardener's assistant. It was, well, it was alright. Like, mostly I think the landscape gardener in question took me on for that job just because I was decent company. Because I could just natter on at length about whatever is under the sun. But yes, like, I have an appreciation, well, it's funny the things that, you know, jobs do to you in terms of life experience, because I have an appreciation for gardens now, and plants. And here's where I'm lazy, and I don't use 4-meter beams, because apparently that's, you know, the cool kids don't do that. Why did I use alloy? I don't even know. But yeah, so, I have an appreciation for plants, and I frickin' hate roses. Do me and all gardeners in the world a favor, is that... A favor. I am the favor of this flannel. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, so don't get roses for your boo. Whatever you do, get tulips, get daisies, get sunflowers, get proteas, get nice flowers that don't have really horrible thorns on them. Like, do me and all the poor beleaguered gardeners of the world a favor. A favor. I did it again. I am the favor of this faith. But yeah, roses are bastards. I don't like them because it doesn't matter what you're doing with them, whether it's usually in trimming them or trying to weed around them. The bastards will zap you, and it's, you know, really irritating because rose thorns, it's not just that they're really sharp and pointy and it hurts, and the fact that they can get you straight through your clothing, unless you're actually wearing, you know, medieval style boiled leather armor, or, you know, just really thick clothing maybe. They're gonna get you, and it's gonna be itchy because rose thorns exude a kind of, I think they exude a kind of irritant. That means that pokes and cuts from them, just, you know, your tissues don't like it, and that's the whole point of the thorns, is to be a deterrent from things eating them. I, in fact, have a scar on my right thumb that is from a particularly nasty gash from a rose. And here's a hatch. Here's a hatch, because fun fact about ramming vehicles, they make very good capturing vehicles. This hatch position doesn't work, by the way. It's like, you know, it's like a rose garden. It doesn't actually work. It doesn't actually make anybody happy. People who are into roses are weird. Like, I know, controversial internet statement. They are weird. They are freaking weird. Well, there are varieties of rose that don't have thorns, and I guess they're kind of okay. But still, the ones with thorns are bastards. Like, I don't know. I do remember Googling once, like, what kind of plants make a really good security hedge. Because, fun fact, like, you just plant a hedge of, like, really thorny plants. And, yeah, that's actually, like, you know, it's arguably better than an electric fence because it doesn't require power. It just means that, you know, thieves can go through it with a chainsaw if they're really determined. But yeah, like, you know, while past me is futzing around with hatches, let's quickly Google best security hedge. Because I do that. Excuse me, I burped. Fun fact, first supermarket trip after being like 2 straight days on a film set, I had a brain fart, and instead of buying a zero sugar Sprite, I bought Diet Coke instead. This doesn't sound like a major error, but now I have nothing fun to drink in the evenings because it's caffeinated. Why did I open in incognito tab? I am looking up the very safe for work thing, which is... What happens if I just, like, Google security hedge? Security hedge? Oh yes, past me has figured out security hedge. What is that? Okay, gardener's path. 23 of the best defensive plants for your landscape. So, yep. Okay, so let's read some of these out. Let's see if I know any of these. Okay, so blah 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 blah. This is what I get for not looking at my phone. I mean, for looking at my phone and not looking at the screen, but the actual things happening. Okay, righty-toity. Actually, rather than read out a whole bunch of stuff, come on, get to the thing. Alright. So, if you know any of these plants, what is past me doing? What is past me doing? I think they're more batteries. Oh yeah, right. That's a good idea. Okay, so one of them is agave, because it's nice and pointy. And barberry, which is also kind of pointy. Not seeing wicked thorns on these. Barrel cactus. And... wait, no. Bugger the security plants. Let's see how this thing rams. Spoiler alert, it doesn't ram very well. Because I have not got adequate pit control. No, don't do a handstand, you fool. This is the wrong time for This is a weird looking I kind of like how this looks. It looks like a Roomba that's gone rogue. You missed, you damn fool. Also, Marauder has rams on it, so it's quite resistant to being rammed. And that was a failure ram, so I believe we're still using the ramming AI for this. It's also handy to combat test ramming cross, so you can see which bits get damaged the most easily. Ooh, lordy. Ooh, lordy. Ooh. I read up on gardening and it made me tired. How dare you plant... Okay, and this is the point where, of course, I realize that these props down here are completely useless, so do not bother. Do not bother, young man. They do nothing for you. They do nothing for you at all. Okay, are we gonna put jets on here, Buzz? What are you doing? Where's your brain at? Are you still thinking about agave? I've forgotten what agave is. Well, no, it's a pointy plant. But so I guess the point of that story, which I lost track of completely, is just, roses are bastards, don't use them. They suck. Okay, what are you doing now, BorderWise? What have I been talking about this whole video? I have trouble... Yes, he's gonna do it. He's gonna do it. He's gonna put in the jets to make this thing actually move properly. Yes, you beautiful young man, you beautiful boy. I was calling myself an old man, just hey, look at that! Who would have thought that pitch control makes such a difference? And of course, we don't have enough juice, enough moolah, so to speak.
So we need more moolah. We need more batteries. Yes, now we're getting somewhere after about 40 minutes. Yeah, RAM brick. This is a functional RAM brick. Right, I'm trying to remember. Really shouldn't have been googling up security edge previously, because now, what are you doing? Yeah, you're spawning in the Marauder. Well done, you. Did you actually do it? Did you do it? Did you do it? No, you didn't do it. What did you do? Oh yeah, you remember to friggin' fix stuff. Come on. Come on, now I'm excited. I want to... See, it's one of the things about doing these Let's Builds is that I know what's gonna happen next, so... You know, like, you know, I'm coming in a hurry because, trust me. Trust me! There's cool stuff that happens. Come on now. Come on now. You know what you want. You know what you want, baby. Let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. There we go, there's the Marauder, and we are right on schedule. I was kind of hoping this thing wouldn't need a source of power other than the custom jets, but you can't have everything. I mean, well, some people have most things. I'm looking at you, Jeff Bezos, Big Man Jeff, as I call him. I believe this is the point where... Yep, well, we've got a problem here in that, if the target is not moving, ramming craft is, not functionado. Is functionado a word? Also, Marauder has side guns, which make this a lot more difficult. I am a yawning barking dog. Okay. What is you doing? What is you doing? I have stared at this for a really long time. So yeah, this is the point where I say, you know what? Well, no. First I try messing with it. I've never really messed. I've never really messed with this much. But yeah, like, this doesn't do anything. See, this is one of the things that makes ramming craft kind of hard, is when they overshoot and can't engage the target. It's also one of the major weaknesses, is that, you know, they have to hit the target. They have to be at the same elevation of it. So... what is you doing? Yeah, this is the point where I say, bugger it, let's not do that. So, alternative way, and frankly, as far as I'm concerned, more effective way to make a ramming thing, is just, you know, have, well, that exact setup is just be, you know, set a broadside angle to 0 and set the, you know, the broadside distance to 0 as well, or as close to 0 as you can manage. And then you get this, which is ramming action. Beautiful, beautiful, sexy ramming action. Come on, come on. Aha! I see you and raise you one ramming vehicle. Also, this is fun. We almost flip the Marauder. Almost. Almost. Also, we go airborne a little bit. Yay! Whee! Then Hydrofoil to the rescue once again. And... don't overdo it. You missed, you fool. Well, the Marauder did hurt itself. And then, once again, we get into this kind of stalemate where our ramming vehicle is just kind of orbiting the thing. Though, really, it did take a chunk out of its own face. That's hilarious. Although, wait a minute. Are we gonna manage it? Oh, yep. Oh, missed by inches. Missed by inches. Missed by stinches. I was gonna say stitches. Then I remembered I had to rhyme. And then I failed miserably. Miserably, I failed. Whew. Come on now. Oh, you can do it. Oh, I can taste it. I can taste that Marauder guts. I can taste it. There is something really fun about getting a functioning ramming vehicle. Come on now. Come on now. You know you want... well, the Marauder just shot itself, did its work for us. Come on.
And this is the point where I decide to interfere a little bit. And yep. And once we do that, get some distance again. Probably sticking an airplane AI on this would probably make really good results, because then it does attack runs. And yeah, it just, you know, flies over the target and then comes around for another go and doesn't orbit the target like a stupid lemon. And that's me building on the thing while it's going to... Yep! Can't believe I almost missed that. Oh, that's so fun to watch. Oh, yes. And, yeah, this is a brilliant example of how ramming vehicles are good for capturing stuff, because, you know, they're fast, they catch up to the thing, they ram into it, they get stuck, and then you can... Oh, this is just so fun. It's like, if you... Yeah. So if you lot are interested in naval history and World War II history, and stuff like that, look up the HMNZS. Her Majesty's... Hang on, let me just remember I've got this... Majesty's... Majesty's... HMNZS. Her Majesty's New Zealand ship... Anyway, the Kiwi and the Moa, two minesweepers that took out a Japanese submarine off the coast of, where was it? I think it was New Guinea. But yeah, it was awesome. And one of the minesweepers, I believe it was the Kiwi, rammed the submarine multiple times. And it's a bit of New Zealand history that's absolutely awesome. And I love it. Also, this is past me taking screenshots because I'm a professional photographer, baby. And this is me getting too big for my boots, spawning in a plunderer, which is a little bit too much for this thing, because this thing is made out of reinforced cardboard rather than real armor. And the plunderer has torpedoes, and the plunderer has crams. And it's actually amazing that the thing didn't die immediately from that. So, yep. Plunderer going full reverse, but it will not help you, because this is a hungry, hungry thing, and it goes... No. Nom 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 nom. I mean, like, it doesn't win this, by the way, because just, I don't know, for some reason, just kind of doesn't. But it is really satisfying that, this is why ramming craft are really annoying to fight if you're not ready for them, because even if you kill them, or if you beat them, they just kind of, you know, they just kind of wreck house a little bit. So, yeah. This plunderer is, not having a good day. I have no idea, like, I'm open to name suggestions for this thing, by the way. Also up for suggestions on, like, color schemes and stuff like that, because, yay, we've turned a plunderer into a seesaw, and that's fun. And apparently, I have no idea why exactly this thing decided to stop moving forward. But yeah. This is why ramming craft are not invulnerable. I think it's because some of the fuel got taken out, and yeah, so the custom jets couldn't function anymore. Maybe that, maybe not. And now, the darn thing is not orientating, right? So now there's weird things. Also, this is also me remembering that I forgot that the pitch control is not actually set to... Why is the ideal pitch angle 15 degrees? Why is that the default? Why is that the default? Please, BorderWise, see that. No, we didn't see it! Well, I do fix that later. But I didn't see it then! See, one of the great things about doing these post-commentary videos is that, yeah, now I've noticed it. Deacon's Christmas. Yep, you sure to notice it now. Absolutely sure to notice it now. But yeah, one of the great things about doing, you know, post-commentary like this is that I get to enjoy, well, basically being like someone watching this on YouTube. well, like one of you fine people watching this, and that I get to look at my past self and go, no, you stupid lemon. No, it's obvious what you done wrong. You dingleberry. Absolute dingleberry. Absolute dingle nugget. All the dingles. Come on. You gotta work this out. You gotta work this out, BorderWise. You gotta work this out. Did he already work it out? I wasn't actually paying attention. I was too busy insulting myself. Anyway, we've got now lovely thrusty thrust. Adjustments. Yep. Come on, BorderWise. You gotta remember to do the thing. You gotta remember to do the thing. I haven't been playing From the Depths as much as I usually do in my free time as of late. This is possibly why I'm forgetting really basic stuff. Like, you know, you need to activate hover in order for that to work. You need to activate the hover function. Yes, allow hover, please. No, you didn't see the pitch thing. You didn't see the pitch thing, you numpty. I'm gonna leave an angry comment on this video. Oh boy, I'm just gonna be in the comments saying, yeah, muggins. Absolute muggins. Absolute muggy muggins. I'm not even sure what a muggins is. I hope it's not particularly rude, because then I would have emotionally damaged myself. And that's bad. Wait, I blacked out for a second. Did I fix the pitch? I don't, like... doing that thing now. Whereas, like, I'm not paying attention to the footage that I recorded, begging the question of why anyone should ever pay attention to anything. Oh yeah, balloons. Balloons! Balloons are wonderful. Because I decided this thing needs to get its booty out of the water if it's gonna go anywhere anytime soon, fast. Oh lordy. I could really go for that burger fuel. Oof. Come on now. Yeah. There you go. You're getting it. You're getting it. Good news, everyone. Past BorderWise is getting it. Bit by bit. Bit by bit, he's getting it. Not enough. We need more balloons, clearly. Or not. Nope, we're good, actually. We managed to get our buttocks out of the water. And, yep. Oh, no. Oh, no, it's not symmetrical balloonage. It's not symmetrical balloonage. Please tell me I noticed that. Oh, that's gonna drive me cuckoo crazy if the... No! No! You fool! You damn fool! You didn't notice. You didn't notice it. You didn't notice it at all. You didn't notice! Physical pain! Physical pain is happening. I'm feeling physical pain in my soul and brain and body. Alright, so this is, yeah, this is basically the point where... Well, I don't want to spoil anything, but, you know, we make a real mess of this thing. Thankfully dodging the part which has rams on it. Oh, that does look... Oh, that does feel good. All the faffing around with this ramming thing. And that's me pretending to inspect it, but actually, I just want to take a screenshot. Oh, yeah, that's tasty. Oh, that's tasty ramage right there. And right there, I captured the whoopsie-poopsie. Acknowledge the bug, of course. Whoa, hello, we seem to have ripped this thing in half. And at this point, I'm so pleased I do my, photographer thing again. And I just start, well, I just start taking photographs. But, yeah. So yeah, like, functioning ramming thing at the very least. Not the best. Not the best. I'm just happy that it functions and that it's not a canoe. If anyone says that this thing is a canoe, you are wrong. And you're gonna make me cry. I mean it. I'll do it. I'll come to your house. And I will cry. I will embarrass you in front of your girlfriend, or your boyfriend, or your mom, or your dad, or your friends. Because they'll be like... Dude, why is this guy crying so much? And I'll be like, yeah, he called it a canoe. And they're like, wait, what? How could you do such a thing? What a shocking thing to do.
So anyway, on that very weird note, thank you all so much for watching and indulging me in my inane blathering. Please like, comment, subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. Support me on Patreon or YouTube membership if you like. It really helps, and there's fun perks in it for you. Thank you to all my current supporters, and I will see you next time in From the Depths. Let's build. Farewell.